Hey, what's up guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to be comparing the Game Boy Color to the Game Boy Advance. Now, whenever I do one of these videos, I'm not comparing them to see which is better, I'm just comparing them in general. Now, obviously, Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance obviously have their ups and downs. One is more comfortable than the other, one has a backlight, one has better games, one uses batteries, one can be rechargeable. I'd say both Game Boys have their positives and negatives. But before we get started with the comparisons, let's talk about the two consoles by themselves. Let's just get started with, I don't know, maybe the Game Boy Color?
America the beautiful Game Boy Color. Get into it.
So the Game Boy Color was a great console that released for 1998 and it was surprisingly really cheap at launch. It was $70 back then, and of course with inflation today it would be $120, which still wouldn't be too bad. To sort of explain what a Game Boy Color is, it's, well, an original Game Boy just in color, I guess. The original Game Boy was just sort of the NES on Go, and this is basically the same thing, just again in color. When it comes to classic Game Boy Color games, I mean, there's a lot. There's Wario Land 3, there's Bomberman, and of course you got the Pokemon games. I mean, hell, Resident Evil, Tony Hawk, Kirby, Mega Man, hell, even Metal Gear. You know, nothing to talk. I'll just throw in a little compilation, I guess. So yeah, tons and tons of great games for the Game Boy Color. Of course, we can't really talk about the Game Boy Color without its biggest flaw. No backlight. This could have easily been fixed. I mean, just look at the Game Boy Light. Ah, damn it, that's right, that only released in Japan. Damn. Although, I will say this, it may not have a backlight, it is the most comfortable Game Boy I've ever held. Obviously, the original Game Boy is big and blocky, but this feels sleek. This feels comfortable. I'd say this is the most comfortable Game Boy I've ever held. The buttons feel good, the D-pad is good, it has that tactical feel to it. So even though the Game Boy Color may lack in the backlight, it improves on other things. Plus, we gotta talk about the accessories. There are a lot of useless accessories for the Game Boy Color to compromise for the backlight, I guess. I mean, you had a little ring light, you had magnifiers, you even had speakers, a bunch of kind of useless stuff. But I mean, hey, for 1998, this is the best you could get. I mean, to play video games outside was already sort of a huge thing. And I would like to say this, me personally, I grew up with the Game Boy Advance, and playing the Game Boy Color was a harsh transition. I mean, the Game Boy Color has to be like played in the right light, you have to tilt it a certain way. Have to watch the screen. The Game Boy Color is weird, but that's just my personal stance on it. Me personally, I didn't grow up playing it, so I kind of have no business talking about how it's played or whatever. But going from the Game Boy Advance SP to the Game Boy Color was kind of harsh. Also, one more thing about the Game Boy Color, it's colorful, I guess. The Game Boy Color actually came in a lot of colors. It came in purple, teal, red, yellow. There's a couple of Japanese exclusives, a couple of Australia exclusives. Game Boy Color has a lot of variants. I mean, hell, there's even a Tommy Hilfiger Game Boy Color. For some reason, I want to get all the colors. Anyway, enough about the Game Boy Color. Let's move on to the Game Boy Advance.
All right, we're going to start your exam now. You might feel a little pressure. Okay?
Oh, what's that?
It looks like Frogger Advanced. Now let's keep moving.
Doctor?
Oh, that's fine, nurse. That's just Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, moving along. Yeah.
Hey, is that Spider-Man?
Game Boy Advance, more games, more fun. Rated E for everyone.
Have you seen my shorts?
Alright, the Game Boy Advance, and just to be clear, I'm talking about the Game Boy Advance SP, not the original Game Boy Advance. My apologies if there's any confusion on that. Anyway, the Game Boy Advance SP. Now, me personally, this is one of my favorite Game Boys. It comes with the backlight, it's rechargeable, it's absolutely great. What would I say? It's better than the Game Boy Color? Not necessarily, because the Game Boy Advance SP, it's not as comfortable as the Game Boy Color. You know, with the Game Boy Color, it just fits within my hands. With the Game Boy Advance SP, I get kind of cramped up pushing the L and R button, pushing the B and A buttons. You know, the buttons on the Game Boy Advance are kind of small, but on the Game Boy Color, it's kind of, you know, spread out. Of course, with that comfortability, you lose the backlight. Now, when it comes to power, the Game Boy Advance is like a portable Super Nintendo, just like the Game Boy Color is like a portable NES. Of course, with the Game Boy Advance, you have a lot more detail. I mean, hell, it can even handle 3D. Now, when it comes to games, that is a lot. Now, I failed to mention this during the Game Boy Color part, but the Game Boy Advance has much more variety of games. You have your shooters, your platformers, your RPGs, your racers. The Game Boy Advance has a bit of everything, but the Game Boy Color, it kind of lacks in that a little bit. But besides not being as comfortable as the Game Boy Color, I would say the Game Boy Advance SP doesn't really have any problems. As a backlight, doesn't use batteries, has a good variety of games. I'd say for the most part that the Game Boy Advance is perfect for the most part. I honestly have no complaints. Well, except for one. I mean, of course, when it comes to the Game Boy Color, it's called Color for a reason. It comes with like a bunch of colors. With the Game Boy Advance, it's a different story. It's not necessarily, you know, colors. It's more like, I guess, metal colors, you could say. I mean, of course, there's tons of, you know, rare variants. You have the Pokemon variant, the SpongeBob variant, a bunch of different ones. I would just say it's not as popular as the Game Boy Color. Other than that, that's really my only gripe with the Game Boy Advance SP. Now let's move on to the comparisons, I guess.
When it's least expected, you're elected, you're the star today. Smile, you're on Game Boy camera. It's fun to look at yourself as other people do. How's your sense of humor? There's a rumor, laughter's on its way. Smile, you're on Game Boy camera.
Yes, with Game Boy camera, you can turn photography into photography.
Smile, you're on Game Boy camera.
So, like I said in the beginning of the video, both Game Boys have their ups and downs. One uses batteries, one has a backlight, one is more comfortable, one has a good variety of games, one has a lot of accessories, one has a lot of colors. Both Game Boys have their ups and downs. But at the end of the day, they both do the same thing. They both, you know, play video games on the go. Sure, one of them may have a backlight, but, you know, one is more comfortable. Either way, I'm going off the rails. Pick out what you want. What do you value more? Comfortability, gameplay, utility, customization, modding. Pick out whatever you want to play. And hey, if you want to, like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. No rush, now tell me down below. What do you prefer? Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color? Tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Schnipp, schnapp! Ja! Ich bin Schnappi, das Krokodil! Ja. Komm aus Ägypten, direkt am Nil! Ja! Und Schnappi ist so verletzlich! Denn wenn ich schnapp, den fresse ich! Zum Schnappen bin ich immer bereit! Schnipp, schnapp, Himmel ab! Hab mich schnappenderweise auch aus diesem Scheiß-Ei befreit! Und Schnie, schnapp, Schnappi, 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 Schnapp! Oh, babadabab! Schnie, schnapp, Schnappi, 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 schnapp Beine ab! Oh, schnapp, Köpfe ab! Schnibbelibab, schnibbelab!